guys, welcome back to Cernys Kids. Today we are going on a virtual road trip to Oregon today.
Alright, yep, we're going to go to Oregon. So, if you don't have it already, go to CernysJourneys.com and print your map. It is on the homepage. You can also click on our blog article about our virtual road trip, follow along, or make your own. Alright guys, let's find Oregon.
Right here.
Oregon is the 33rd state that joined the United States in 1859. It is considered the Beaver State. Borders are California, Nevada, Idaho, Washington, and the Pacific Ocean. The capital of Oregon is Salem, and the biggest town or city is Portland. We're going to talk a little bit about some cool things in Oregon, so I'm going to skip over some of my facts. But what I wanted to tell you is that it's got 363 miles of coastline along the Pacific coast. So that's quite a bit to drive, guys. And we've talked about it in other videos, but the Oregon Trail actually started in Independence, Missouri, and went all the way across 2,000 miles to Oregon City. And so this was used by people who were traveling in the 1800s west to find their new homes. So that's kind of cool. So today we're going to start by talking about one of my favorite authors, Beverly Cleary. If you can't tell, we kind of like Beverly Cleary and the Beezus and Ramona series.
Ramona.
Yeah, we love Ramona. We're actually on Ramona Quimby age 8. We've read several of the books so far in the Ramona series, and we've got several more to do. So kind of excited about talking about Beverly Cleary today. So Beverly Cleary was born April 12th, 1916. So that means she just recently had her 104th birthday. She is still alive and doing well. She was actually born in McMinnville, I think that's how you say it, Oregon.
McMinnville.
Yep. And so she's an American author of children's and young adult fiction books. So we just watched a little video on her as well. So just want to make sure that...
And we also have lots of series. We have Ribsy,
Henry,
Socks,
Ramona, Ralph S.
Mouse,
Ribsy. Yeah, we've got a lot. Yep. So she's noted to be the most successful living author today, and because she sold 91 million copies of her books since 19.
Is this all of them?
No. Since 1951, so she's sold a ton of books. The coolest thing about Beverly Cleary is she came up with an initiative for kids and young adults to read, and it was called DEAR. And DEAR stands for, you remember?
Drop.
Yep. Drop everything and
Read. Drop everything and read.
Yeah, we've been doing some of that too lately here, haven't we?
I don't like
Which book did you read this morning, Jamin?
Beverly Cleary, the Real Whole.
Yep, so Jamin and Cora read that book this morning. So I'm really a big fan. You can go to BeverlyCleary.com and get some cool things on Beverly Cleary. There's some fun things that you can do with your kids. There's some videos to watch. We took a quiz on whether Cora was more like Ramona or Beezus.
Ramona.
Cora got Ramona.
Yay, I'm Ramona.
I don't know if that's a good thing, because what do you always call her? What do you always say that she is? Uh-oh.
A pest.
She's a pest and a naughty girl. Alright, so let's move along.
I want to do the quiz.
I'll do the quiz. I'll do the quiz with you, okay?
You are a girl then.
No, it's about your characteristics. It's not really about
I do not
boy or
know
girl.
if I'll be Ramona or Beezus.
I know that I knew from the very start that Cora was Ramona.
Yay!
Because Ramona never brushes her hair, but what did Cora not do?
Oh,
today?
stop calling her out for that. Silly. All right, so
Cora
let's
didn't
let's
brush
let's
her hair
move on.
today.
Let's move on. So one of the cool things that I found in doing some research, if you go to the Oregon's Tourism Board, they have a lot of different options on things that you can do. I stumbled across the Sea Lion Caves. So the Sea Lion Caves are on the Pacific coast. They're about 11 miles north of Florence. And they're privately owned wildlife preserve and bird sanctuary. And so they were founded in 1913. And the coolest things is they are home to stellar sea lions, which are also called the northern sea lion. Do you want to tell them something that you guys learned from the video we watched about sea lions?
That there are like a lot of sea lions.
They're the biggest sea lion.
Yep, they're the biggest sea
Yep.
lions in the world.
Yep.
They get killed by killer whales.
Yeah,
Sharks.
killer whales and sharks actually do like to eat them. That's right. But so there's a distinct difference between a male and a female. So a male can be about 2,500 pounds, while a female is about 770 pounds. Again, a male is about 11 foot long, and a female is about 9.5 foot long. That's their biggest site. That's their biggest. So they can be smaller too. The pups are usually, when they're born, they're about 50 pounds-ish, and about 3.5
They
feet.
could go in the water when
That's
they're
like
it's 4 months old.
Is that what it said? Okay. And so the adults are really identified. They're a light brown, reddish color. When they're a pup means a baby, they're like
brown.
they're a dark brown or black color. That's right.
And that's actually really big for a sea lion.
Yep, exactly. The males live about 15 to 20 years, and the females live about 25 to 30 years. And they eat, remember what they eat?
Oof. Like
Fish?
They eat
fish and something else.
Yeah, well, they're more like squids and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
Octopuses.
Yep.
It kind of looked like an octopus or a squid.
Yeah, it's a squid type thing. Yep. All right, so I would definitely recommend checking out some sea lions. They're kind of cool to watch.
Yes.
They make cool sounds, and they're actually kind of neat. Oh boy, they do it much better. All right, so let's go now to Mount Hood. Mount Hood is actually quite cool. It's a potentially active stratovolcano is what they call it. And it's in the Cascade Volcanic Arch. And so it was formed by a subduction zone in the Pacific coast, which means it like pushes up the lava like this, right? That's how Mount Hood was formed. And so Mount Hood is called the second most climbed mountain behind Mount Fuji, which is in Japan. And so its elevation is 11,250 feet tall, and it last erupted in 1907. So we're hoping that it doesn't erupt any day soon, but it could. It's got that potential to do that.
It could.
Wait, is it?
It could.
Is it a volcano still?
It could erupt any day.
Well, no,
What's the
that's not what they're
biggest?
saying.
What's the biggest volcano on Earth?
I don't know. You know what? That's a good question. We'll find out after this. We'll do some research and find out ourselves, okay?
I don't want to Google it.
You can do it on Google. All right, sounds
You could
good.
do it on anything.
But it's really pretty, so we looked at some pictures out Mount Hood, didn't we, guys?
Yeah.
Yep. It's really, really
I
pretty.
really like that one.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So, all right, from there, we went to Crater Lake. Crater Lake is a national park that was established in 1902. It was the 5th national park that was established. And it's in the Cascade Mountains in southern Oregon. And it is the only national park that's in
Wait, we
Oregon.
went to Cascade Mountain.
Well, we went to Cascade Mountain in Wisconsin skiing. Close though, girl.
Yay!
Yeah, it was actually really fun skiing.
Yeah, it was, totally.
It was my best thing ever. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Okay, well, we can do more of that for sure.
Yeah.
I really want to
So-
do it again.
Yep, so let me tell you a little bit about Crater Lake because I think it's kind of cool to talk about. So it was formed from a volcano. And the volcano actually created a crater. Hence, I guess, called Crater Lake. And the volcano is called Mount I'm gonna totally, Mazama, I think is how they say it.
Mount Mazama.
Mazama, right? So when the volcano collapsed, it was around 7,700 years ago. It created that crater, and that's what created the lake. And so let's tell you about a little cool thing about this. It is the deepest lake in the U.S.
Huh?
Yeah, it's about 2,000 feet deep. So that's really, really, really
That's
deep.
deep.
Yep.
I don't want to go in it now.
Oh, you can swim along the edges. And it's the second deepest in North America, the continent of North America, and it's the 9th deepest lake in the world. So, quite cool fact.
That's deep.
Yeah. So of course, when you go there, there's a scenic
Sea lion.
a scenic rim drive, which is about 33 miles around. You can hike, you can probably swim, and do a whole bunch of fun things. So
I would do both.
yeah,
I
so
would do swimming.
yeah.
I would do both.
So if you go on to nps.gov and look up Crater Lake, there's some cool pictures, webcams, and different activities you can look at too about Crater Lake. So everyone, that is it for our virtual road trip to Oregon.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Thumbs up. Bye.
Thanks, bye.